Okay, so this video is about being electrocuted by a reptilian. I'm not talking about hybrids, I'm talking about the reptilians in the other dimension. The interdimensional, other dimensional, multi-dimensional reptilians. And anyway, I'm sure this has been going on all my life, where once if I got like really angry, or if my vibrations got really low, I'm sure I had been attacked all my life, but I didn't pay attention to my virtual reality experiences and my dreams and all that. I didn't pay attention, I didn't, start paying attention till 3 or so years ago. And so then, of course, it seemed like all of a sudden, it's like, wow, every time if I get really, and you can't just get a little mad, you got to get really angry. If I do happen to get really angry at something, a reptilian will somehow latch onto me and in the morning time will attack me in my bed. That's happened twice over the past year and a half, and of course I was very aware who it was. I was very aware of what was going on. Well, anyway, I guess I could tell you about the first one. This was actually a couple years ago, and this friend that I knew, we talked on the phone for about 2 to 3 months, but she kept being verbally abusive, and she also was a hybrid, and she knew, well, actually she was more than a hybrid, kind of like me. We were both reptilian soul beings, and she knew it. She totally knew it. So yeah, too bad we couldn't still be friends, but she was an alcoholic and she kept verbally abusing me. And so I got really mad, and then guess what happened? The next morning, this reptilian, it was a female. She got into my dream, my virtual reality. It wasn't a dream, it was a virtual reality experience in the altered state of consciousness. So they are not dreams, they are more than a dream. And so anyway, what happened was, this female reptilian, she kept, see, they can manipulate your, body and stuff. Even in the physical realm, they can manipulate it. Or, if they manipulate something in the astral realm under an abduction, that can transfer over to your physical body. Like the sexual sensations and all that. Like I was horny one time for up to about a week. I mean, just all day, every day for 7 days because of a virtual reality sexual experience that they gave me. And that was back in 2009. But anyway, so this female reptilian, so I got really angry at this woman, and then, of course, the next morning, this reptilian got into my virtual reality dream state, or astral dream state, whatever you want to call it. And, like I say, they have the ability to control, to mimic your body functions and stuff, well, maybe not so much in physical reality. Sometimes they can do it in physical reality, but more so in the altered state of consciousness, in the virtual reality scenario experiences where you're, out of body. And those realities. Some people call it the astral dream state, but they're not dreams, man. They're out of body experiences, basically. A lot of them are out of body experiences. A lot of these virtual reality experiences, a lot of them are out of body experiences. But they do it in a different way. Like they take you, like your astral body, they pull it out when you're asleep. But they may not have to do that all the time, to create the virtual reality experience. Okay, so anyway, so basically this was a virtual reality experience, and this female reptilian got to my dream state, or a virtual reality dream state, and she kept making me have to go to the bathroom. Like I kept walking into the bathroom. It was a pretty big bathroom. It was a strange, house, a strange bathroom. It was a pretty big bathroom, pretty big. And she kept making me have to go to the bathroom, and I kept walking into the bathroom, and she kept popping her head up. Like I saw her pretty much just like torso, her whole torso neck, and face. But I don't remember, what her torso looked like or her neck. I only remember what her face looked like. And she kept making me have to go to the bathroom. So I kept walking into the bathroom, and each time I would look at the toilet, she kept popping up from the back of the toilet. Like, bam! And yeah, she was negative. I mean, you could tell when these beings are negative. But it's funny how they're so negative, but, I mean, why don't they do more aggressive things towards you, Like, you think they could be more aggressive, but they're not. They're pretty non-aggressive in these situations. I mean, you think they would be more violent or something, but they're not. These bad entities. A lot of them probably can be, but mine are just kind of like more passive. But yet, when they come to my virtual reality dream state, I know they're kind of negative, So yeah, so she kept popping up from the back of the toilet, and that happened like 4 or 5 times in a row. I kept having to go to the bathroom, kept walking into the bathroom, looking at the toilet, and she kept popping up. And what her face looked like, well, what she did, I mean, that's not really what she would look like in her dimension, but what she did was, it's like she put little colors all over her face. Like brown and light brown and yellow and tan and beige and red and light red. All those little colors all over her face. But yeah, I don't know why she, I've heard of other people say that too. But yeah, so that's the way she appeared to me. And like I say, this went on about at least 4 times. I kept having the urge to go to the bathroom. I kept walking into the bathroom. It was virtual reality. This having to go to the bathroom and stuff, it was total virtual reality. And yeah. And she probably did that at least 4 times, maybe 5. Where she kept, every time I kept walking into the bathroom, and getting ready to look at the toilet or sit on the toilet or whatever, she kept popping up from the back of the toilet. And of course I got really, really, really angry that night before. Okay, so my second experience, I have millions and millions and millions of these virtual reality experiences, but these were 2 of them where it's because I got really, 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 really angry at a person or something. And so the second experience, I got mad at somebody, and the next morning, this was kind of a funny experience because normally I always know when I'm in the experience that the reptilian is giving me the out-of-body experience or giving me the abduction or giving me the virtual reality experience. Most of the time I know while I'm in the abduction or virtual reality experience or, very, very lucid dream state. I know that it's them giving me the experience. I'm very conscious of that. But this time, it was so weird because I would have never known. I wouldn't never known that the reptilian had given me that experience if he didn't electrocute me and if he didn't show himself at the end of the experience. So this is what happened. So anyway, he kept making me do all these. Okay, and this was totally in virtual reality, but an altered state of consciousness. And the thing is, the whole energy of where I was at in this other dimension, whatever dimension they create for you, I always feel this way. I always feel like, wow, it's just pure bliss. And they've been doing this all my life, been creating my dreams for me all my life, and they've all been virtual reality. And I've always felt like, wow, it was literally like living in another reality. No matter what I'm doing, like I could be with I remember all these dreams, these virtual reality dreams, from years and years ago. Like, me and my sister and mom would be in a strange town, and we would be going to a restaurant, just simple things like that, walking to a restaurant. And yeah, it would just be like being in another dimension, another realm, another reality, and it's just pure bliss. The way I feel is just pure bliss. Because you don't feel the Matrix, you don't feel all this bullshit of the Matrix. And I even felt that way in this experience, even though a negative reptilian was giving me this experience. So anyway, he put me in a neighborhood, and it was a strange neighborhood. And there was a lot of houses close together. And I remember specifically like a patio, like a little concrete patio in the back of this one house. I remember seeing that. But basically, I remember what he did was he kept making me do all these sexual things to myself. And then he just kept moving me all around, like as if, picture that house I was just talking about and the patio. He kept moving me all around, like we started like from the left side of this neighborhood and this house. And he kept like moving me all around. It was weird. Like I remember just keeping like kind of moving ever so many few minutes or few seconds, moving all around. Like I would move here, and then a few feet later I would be here, you know, in the neighborhood or on the ground or whatever. A few feet later I would be here, and he kept moving me. And then, like I say, I do remember at one point being on that patio, that concrete patio. But like I say, the whole energy was just awesome. Like I was in another dimension, another reality. Just like all of my freaking dreams that they ever create for me, I feel that way. You know, I mean 99% of the time. There are some that I have where I know the energy feels dark. But yeah, so anyway, he kept making me do all these sexual things to myself. And then like I say, after, you know, I was on the patio for a while, sitting down on the patio, not in a chair, I was on my butt, sitting down on a patio. Well, the next thing I know, after he jarred me out of the experience, you know, from his dimension, he like, bam, he jerked me in bed with his electric shock technology that he has, or they have. Yeah, they definitely have technology, and I mean, it's not really physical, you know, technology, it's energetic technology, and they can beam it down into this dimension, you know, from their dimension. And basically, yeah, so he shocked me in my bed. I mean, gave me this big old electric shock, this bolt of electric shock. And I jerked in the bed physically. I mean, it was physical. Totally physical. But, you know, I didn't get any bruises or anything like that. They never, I don't know if they just can't or what, but I never wake up with marks on me or bruises. I mean, except for just that one time when I had the 3 little gray fingertip bruises. I mean, I've had millions and millions of these experiences, and never, except for that one time, would I wake up with marks, bruises, scars, whatever. So I can't relate to that at all. But like I say, I did wake up with the 3 little fingertip bruises several months ago on my arm. But anyway, so, you know, I didn't get any marks, even though it was very physical. I didn't get any marks from it. Well, lo and behold, he freaking showed himself standing there after he bolted me and jolted me in the bed. He showed himself standing there at the right side of my bed. This was before I opened my eyes. He was standing there at the right side of my bed, but he was in his dimension. And he just like, you know, he just had this big old, you know, evil look on his face, this big old negative, like I'm a negative reptilian, I want to kill all humans. He kind of gave off that kind of energy, you know. He was definitely negative. And this being actually had a snout. He did have a snout. And I don't have many experiences with those types of reptilians. My experiences with most of the reptilians have flat faces. They have flat faces, and, well, like I say, and lots of times they don't show their face. And I have one being that's kind of rogue, and he gives me lots of abductions, and he has knobs on his face. And I do somewhat know what he looks like. So anyway, yeah, so, but then when I woke up and everything, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Cause I didn't know that whole time. I mean, I thought it was my own dream. My own, you know, virtual reality dream that I made up for myself. I didn't know he was sitting there manipulating and creating the whole damn thing for me. I mean, he created the whole damn thing for me. Of course, they do a lot of sexual things. A lot, you know, to me. And sometimes I ask for it and I get it. I ask for a lot of sex and I get it. But these 2 experiences were by, you know, negative reptilians. And it was only because I got really, really, really angry. So anyway, I have a lot of other virtual reality experiences to talk about. But right now, I guess I'll put that in another video.